Hey everyone, Brian here. Wanted to give you guys my first impressions of God of War Ragnarok. This is on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and man, I've only played about 7 hours of the game so far, and I am just so far blown away by just how much this game has to offer. Now, I'm in the first section of the game, which is Svartalheim, and I didn't want to show anything past this because, obviously spoilers, didn't want to show really any cutscenes or anything like that. But, man, what a game. The God of War 2018 game just really blew a lot of people away. Being the first of the God of War franchise to really explore the Norse gods, the Assyria gods, and just this entirely new area of gods. And I just want to say first off, man, I'm super impressed by the way the game does exactly what the first game did, which is just thrust you right into the story and the action. And that is something I really loved about the first game, where you went right into it with Baldur, had that big battle. There is a character here that gets referenced a lot in the first game that is finally introduced here. I won't say who. But I was very impressed with the design choice they went with for this character, the voice. This character sounds great, and the battle that ensues between this character and Kratos at the beginning, much like with Baldur at the beginning of the 2018 God of War, and it just does a great job of storytelling. I mean, Sony Santa Monica Studio does a really great job with storytelling. They always have. And that's just one thing that shines here. Now, another thing is just how incredible the game looks. I mean, it's gorgeous. Now, I did mention that this is being played on a PlayStation 4 Pro, not a PS5. And even here, even though this is not in full 4K, this game does a great job, nonetheless, of impressing you visually. So if you don't have a PS5 and you're like, man, I want to play this game, but I don't know how good it's going to be on a PS4 or PS4 Pro, I would say get this if you have a PS4 Pro to really enjoy the game visually, especially, the 60 FPS. I am playing this on performance mode. I haven't had a chance to try it out on resolution mode. I mean, I am playing on the PS4 Pro, so really here I care more about the 60 FPS and the frame rate. Now, another thing I want to say about this game is the puzzles. The puzzles here do not disappoint. That's one thing that I personally have always enjoyed about this franchise, is the puzzles, how they work. And there's a lot of things that you have to do differently in this game as opposed to the 2018 God of War. The other thing, too, is the relationship between Kratos and Atreus is even deeper here, where Atreus doesn't feel like he has to cower too much to his father Kratos. He's grown up a little bit since the last game, and so he feels like he can be a little more outspoken, especially when it comes to certain decisions. There is a section in this game that I did not see coming that was overall surprising and I really enjoyed. And I won't spoil that, but that was a really, really interesting section of the game to play. There are once again, you're seeing one of the puzzles here for a Norse chest. Even these puzzles, while they are similar to the ones in the 2018 God of War, some of them you have to do a little bit differently than you did before in the last game. I'll just kind of leave it at that. But the UI design, I really have enjoyed that so far. It's a lot more clean and visually more impressing than the 2018 God of War, so I do like the UI and the menus and stuff a lot better here. Not that the last game was bad, but this definitely feels like a newer game. I like when games look different, not just like in visuals, but in design. You can see even the Idun apples here look like an actual apple, whereas in the last game they were really just a bag, which I think had an apple logo on it, so it actually makes a little bit more sense for them to be shaped like that. The horn is the same way. The horns you collect, it looks like a horn to increase your Spartan rage. other than that, just a fantastically visually impressive game. That's the one thing you're going to notice, like I did throughout the course of playing this game, is just how stunning the game looks. And like I said, I've not experienced this on a PlayStation 5. This is strictly on a PS4 Pro. I don't have access to a PS5 at the moment, but I can only imagine how much more visually impressive this game looks. Even on the PS4 Pro, you do have the option to choose between performance or resolution, and as I said before, if you are more about 60 FPS like I am, you'll want to play the game in performance mode and not resolution, because resolution is gonna only let you play the game in 30 FPS. And to me personally, these kind of games, the frame rate really does kind of matter, especially with the combat. And the combat in this game is absolutely much more improved from the first game. It does a very good job of making the combat a lot more interesting. There are differences in the combat, just some small differences. The control scheme is still the same, with the R1 and R2 used as your light and heavy combat attacks. But there are other differences I won't mention here that you'll have to just wait and find out when you play the game yourself. And same goes for Atreus too. You can hit the square button to aim and have him shoot enemies and things like that. So if you're familiar with that from the first game, that's not going to be really much of a difference here. You still upgrade your weapons and armor and things like that, which is still the main thing that I really loved about the last game, was just getting different types of armor and things like that, and leveling up and crafting things, especially. All in all, this game has thoroughly impressed me so far, and I've only spent about 7 hours in, and I've loved every minute. It's been very, very hard for me to put down, even just to not play and do this first impressions video. But anyway, let me know your thoughts below on God of War Ragnarok. There will be a full review coming once I finish the game, so I don't know how long that's going to be, but there will be a full review. But let me know in the comments below. I do read comments. We do read those here, and we respond to them from time to time. Also, let me know, if you like this video, and please be sure to subscribe to our channel. We do all sorts of reviews, whether it's on video games, movies, and things like that, and we do unboxings and convention travels and more. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.